I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't heard of Toukiden Kiwami before. The game roughly translates to Legend of the Demon Slayers, and in a nutshell, that's exactly what you do. Slay huge demons with oversized weapons. The original title was Toukiden the Age of Demons, and this sold pretty well in Japanese handhelds. As a result, Kiwami was released on the PlayStation 4 and Vita, and this is basically an extended version of Age of Demons with more missions, monsters, characters, and a longer narrative. There is a lot of content here to sink your teeth into, and if you're a fan of quest-based monster slaying games, then this may be worth checking out.
This is not the greatest
Game.
in the world, no. This is just a tribute.
Toukiden is far from the greatest monster slaying game in the world. Most would agree that this title belongs to the hugely successful Monster Hunter series, and for good reason, as it is digital heroin. But when Nintendo bought the rights to Monster Hunter, the PlayStation owners were left with nothing. Thus, Toukiden is the PlayStation 4's attempt to fill this void. Toukiden is very similar to Monster Hunter, but with two key differences, a story mode and party members that fight beside you. These elements are welcomed additions and help in defining Toukiden as its own game. You are a badass slayer, and it's your job to protect humanity against the constant threat of the Onai, who are monsters from another realm. The story of Toukiden progresses in chapters, and key events will be presented after completing certain missions. At first I thought the story was rather pointless, as I was used to the Monster Hunter style of slaying monster after monster after monster. However, while the plot is average at best, I think it does pretty well in breaking up some of the missions, with some plot points later in the game actually being quite interesting. Toukiden's structure is split into two halves. First is the original plotline from the Age of Demons, which focuses on the Onai Horde, as Slayers fight hard to negate the onslaught. The second half is exclusive to Kiwami, and tells the story of the Slayers from other villages and the politics between the remaining humans of the world. Through this story, new party members are also introduced, and it's quite commendable how much extra content Kiwami has to offer players who have played the original.
あれは鶴ヶ城か。なぜこんなところに。レキ様、後ろです。クソが
I can't remember the last time I played a game that didn't feature English voiceovers. For some reason, the developers decided to leave the original Japanese voiceovers, and this may take a while to adjust to. Whether this is a positive or a negative comes down to personal preference, as I know a lot of you out there would favour a foreign language over cheesy English dubs. Toukiden is a mission-based game, and there are hundreds of them. Early in the game, there's quite a few meaningless quests involving the slaying of smaller creatures, which can be completed with your eyes closed. The main part of the game is slaying the huge Onai. They're big, they're bad, and they take a long time to take down. When the mission is over, your performance and rewards are summed up, and then you return to the base where it's all about routine. Start a quest, slay a monster, return to the hub, upgrade your character. Start a quest, slay a monster, return to the hub, upgrade your character. This can become quite repetitive, but this is what the genre is all about. If you know you don't like this style of game, then chances are that Toukiden won't do anything for you. The aim of this game is slaying giant Onai, and in battle it's all about targeting specific body parts. Instead of simply attacking the beast randomly, it pays off to target specific places such as the tail or legs until they are destroyed. You will slay a shitload of Onai this way, but things are kept fresh due to the many weapon types on offer, which all play very differently. The battle system works pretty well and has plenty of variation depending on how you customize your character. The major problem I had with Toukiden is their difficulty level. This game is easier to conquer than a hooker in the red light district. This is partly due to your AI party members, who probably kick a lot more ass than you ever will. It took me about 30 hours to finally lose all my hit points, but even then, your allies will come and revive you, and they will do this quite a few times. While the game does get a little harder towards the end, I didn't even come close to completely dying once. The story mode in this game is very easy, and this is my biggest issue with Toukiden. At least the optional missions are a bit more of a challenge. There are no character levels in Toukiden. Instead, a character's strength is derived from the weapon or armor statistics. It soon becomes very clear how much effort the developers put into detailing each of the hundreds of weapon and armor pieces. Each one is completely unique, and this attention to detail is pretty awesome. You can create new equipment by forging them out of items, and I'll tell you what, there's more items in this game than there are hookers down Charlie Sheen's pants. And why is this the second time I've mentioned hookers in 2 minutes? I never felt the need to repeat quests so I could get the items needed to unlock new equipment. Most of the time I acquired everything I needed through natural progression. Either that or I didn't feel the need to upgrade since there wasn't a challenge presented to me. This was a big disappointment, as the rewarding feeling granted through farming items for awesome equipment was one of the coolest things about Monster Hunter. There's quite a lot of customizing that can be done prior to each battle. You'll need to think about 3 main factors before taking on the mighty Onai. Firstly, your weapon selection. Choosing weapons with certain elements enables you to exploit weaknesses. Furthermore, you don't want to take along a slow weapon when up against enemies that are faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. The second factor is the Mitama that you equip to your weapons. These are basically the spirits of fallen warriors. There are hundreds of Mitama to collect throughout the game, but each are classified into 1 of 10 styles. Each style has 3 unique abilities that can be used in battle. For example, the attack style has abilities that drain health or increase attack power for a limited time. Customizing these to suit your style is one of the areas that this game really shines. Finally, the party members that you select will also need to be considered. Each party member has their own weapon type and battle style that will be better suited to different monsters. But at the end of the day, this probably won't make too much of a difference, as they're all incredibly good at what they do. It's very difficult to simply recommend this game to anyone. Some people will find the Toukiden gameplay process too repetitive, but others will absolutely love investing time in growing their character. Toukiden does a good job in what it intends to do. The amount of monsters, equipment, and variation in customization is brilliant, but at times, building your Slayer can be worthless due to the lack of challenge of the story missions. Toukiden is certainly no Monster Hunter, but given the lack of alternatives on the PlayStation, this is the obvious place to go to fill the void. If you liked this review, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you next time.